and welcome to Verdictum. I am Ananya Singh and you're watching today's legal news, where we apprise you with the recent important legal developments across the nation. Here are the headlines. Supreme Court revives plea by Gyanvapi panel, which was inadvertently disposed of while staying ASI survey. Transgenders can avail reservation benefits if they fall under existing categories of reservation, Centre informs Supreme Court. Centre approaches Supreme Court seeking extension of tenure of ED Director Sanjay Mishra. Karnataka High Court issues notice to state, BMRCL and others on petition seeking 10 crores in compensation. Rajya Sabha passes bill to include 6 communities in the ST list in Chhattisgarh. Now let's take a detailed look at the headlines. The Supreme Court today revived a plea filed by the Gyanvapi panel, which was inadvertently disposed of on July 24th, while staying the scientific survey by the Archaeological Survey of India on the mosque premises, to determine whether it was built upon a pre-existing Hindu temple. A bench comprising the CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra took note of the counsel appearing for the Anjuman Intizamiya Management Committee, responsible for the Gyanvapi Mosque management, which informed the court that the interim plea of the panel which sought the halting of the ASI work was disposed of by the court with the main plea on the last date of hearing. In the main plea, the Mosque Committee sought a dismissal of the lawsuit of the Hindu party in the Varanasi District Court under Order 7 Rule 11C of the Civil Procedure Code for not being duly stamped and authorized. The interim plea, however, sought the halt on ASI work and was filed by way of a special leave petition. Taking note of the submissions, the bench rectified the error made by it and revived the plea. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for the state of Uttar Pradesh and ASI, posed no objection to the revival of the plea. The central government has informed the Apex Court that transgender persons can avail the benefits of quota only if they fall under an already existing category of reservation for higher education and government jobs. The centre clarified in its affidavit, which was filed in response to contempt of court petition alleging non-compliance with the Supreme Court judgment of Nalsa versus Union of India, that there are no separate reservations for transgenders in education or employment, but they can access such benefits if they belong to the SC, ST, socially and educationally backward classes, or the EWS category. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment also stated that several steps have been taken by it to ensure the welfare of the transgender community and to provide them with a dignified life since the 2014 NALSA judgment. The Supreme Court in the National Legal Services Authority versus Union of India judgment directed the centre and state governments to treat transgender persons as socially and educationally backward sections and extend the benefits of the said category on them in matters of education and employment. A group of transgenders, however, approached the Apex Court, claiming non-compliance of the said judgment, owing which a notice was issued by the Apex Court to the government in March last year. The matter is now scheduled for hearing on August 18th this year, when the court will examine the government's effort in order to comply with the NALSA judgment. The central government approached the Apex Court, seeking an extension of tenure of the incumbent Director of Enforcement Directorate, Sanjay Kumar Mishra. Mr. Mishra was asked to demit from office by July 31st, after a 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court, comprising Justices B.R. Gavai, Vikram Nath and Sanjay Crore, struck down the earlier extension granted to him on the ground that the said extension was in violation of an earlier decision of the top court passed in the year 2021. In the 2021 judgment, the Apex Court had directed that the term of Mishra cannot be extended beyond November 2021. Mr. Mishra was appointed the ED Director in November 2018 for a term of 2 years. In November 2020, the central government brought in an order wherein the President of India modified the previous order of 2018, changing the previous period of 2 years to 3 years. This was challenged before the Apex Court, and in September 2021, the top court ruled in favor of the modification, but denied that an extension be granted to Mishra. Thereafter, an amendment ordinance was brought in by the centre, which amended the Central Vigilance Commission Act, to the effect that it gave power to the centre to extend the tenure of the ED Director by up to 5 years. The said amendment was also challenged at the Supreme Court. On July 11 this year, The apex court upheld the validity of the amendments made by the government, but denied the grant of extension to Mishra, as it was violative of the 2021 judgment, and asked the centre to appoint a new director till July 31st. The present plea, seeking extension of Mishra's tenure, will now be heard by the top court tomorrow. The High Court of Karnataka issued notices to the state government, Bengaluru Metro Rail Corporation Limited and others on a petition filed by a man seeking 10 crore rupees in compensation. The petitioner's wife and a minor child died in an accident earlier this year after a pillar of the metro collapsed upon them. The petitioner claims that the accident occurred due to the negligence of the authorities. The BMRCL said that a compensation of Rs 20 lakhs would be provided to the kin of the victims, which was opposed by the petitioner Lohit Kumar, stating that mere compensation of 20 lakhs was not sufficient. The Rajya Sabha yesterday cleared a bill to include the Dhanuhar, Dhanubar, Kisan, Sonra, Sanora and Binjia communities in the scheduled tribe list in Chhattisgarh. The Constitution's Scheduled Tribes Order, 5th Amendment Bill of 2022 was passed in the upper house with a voice vote. The legislation was cleared by the Lok Sabha in December last year. The opposition parties were not present during the bill was passed in Rajya Sabha and had earlier staged a walkout. The Union Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal stated the bill will benefit over 70,000 people in Chhattisgarh and that although it is a small number, it speaks about the sensitivity of the government towards the welfare of the tribals. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum. And subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android to keep yourself updated with authentic legal news.